There was a man called Bartimaeus, popularly called blind Bartimaeus in the Bible. He was a blind man in the book of Matthew chapter 10. He had a lot of challenges around him. He was blind, he couldn't feed himself, he couldn't clothe himself, no serious shelter or accommodation, no friends or family members around him. Physically, psychologically, mentally, socially, financially, career-wise, he was isolated. He was all alone, struggling to survive. The cause of his blindness himself might not know, but he knew he was a blind man. Until Christ passed his way, and he needed to shout and screamed for help. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. There's something so challenging here. Jesus asked him, "What do you want me to do for you?" Jesus knew he was a blind man, but he still asked him. Eventually, he told him that I may see, and he was healed. What kept him for so long? Why was he blind for so many years? I want to talk on the challenges of Bartimaeus. And number one there is palliative. What is palliative? Palliative is a temporary care to bring about relief to the symptoms of a particular challenge. That is, when an individual has a challenge, a health issue, for example, palliative will help to address the symptoms, the manifestations of the main challenge. But the root cause of such challenge is never attended to. It's not a curative method or approach. It is just to rub powder, to rub oil on the surface while the actual wound will be decaying. Bartimaeus got palliative in terms of used clothing, leftover food like bread, old shoes, abandoned building as temporary accommodation. Today he can sleep in your synagogue. Another day, he will find himself in somebody's garage. At a particular point in time, he can go to car park and sleep there. He actually got accommodation at different times, a temporary one. He could get old rags to cover himself in order to get warm. What type of palliatives are people giving to you? That those things have kept you blind, inactive, complacent, and self-delusioned. You feel the temporary accommodation given to you, the kind of promise of love that young man is giving to you. Somebody has been promising you, once I make it in life, I will bless you, I will do you good. All these are one forms of palliative or the other. Don't let so-called palliative from different organizations, from close associates, from even the government, any different programs to keep you at a begging level. Upon all the palliatives he received, he was still a beggar. He was still a blind man. His blindness was not addressed. His poverty was never addressed. His emptiness, his loss of dignity was never addressed. He was moving from one place to another, begging for survival. At a particular point, he will remain in a place with his rags, colored rags, begging for survival. Are there no young men and women today that are living total dependence on other people's means of livelihood? They will even pray, God bless this man so that he can remember me. What happens to your own God? Can't your own God open door for you? Have you taken time to ask those people, what do you do as a means of livelihood? Go to school, you said education is a scam. Go into business, you said no, I don't have passion for it. What do you want to do? How long do you want to survive on manna? How long do you want to survive on so-called support from the people around you? The penny, the coins, the leftovers that you do get day by day cannot carry you for long. It will make you perpetually dependent on others for survival. It will expose you to a lot of insult and assault, loss of human dignity. I'm challenging you this moment. What do you have in your hand? It may not be enough to make a big life, but is enough as a seed to start with. Start with what you have to get what you want. You cannot perpetually remain a beggar, depending on palliative from people and nations or governments around you for survival. It's in your hand. Make a better decision. I remain your partner in progress, Roland Adegoke.